In the year 44 BC, the assassination of Julius Caesar, Rome's powerful ruler, created chaos as other strong men sought to pick up the reins of control from Caesar's lifeless fingers.
Almighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well.
The fury of the conflict reached its climax in Macedonia, on the plains of Philippi, where the armies of Brutus and Cassius, leaders in the plot against Caesar, were on the verge of defeat as the forces of Mark Antony and Octavius sought vengeance.
Oh!
Yes, sir.
Cassius.
Go to the temple ruins, tell Aurelius to withdraw and rejoin Brutus on the west flank.
But, sir, I'm not supposed to leave this position.
Hurry, man. Cassius is dead.
Gentlemen, our situation is most precarious. Mark Antony has cut us off from our supply ships. The forces of Octavius are strong enough to cause a stalemate here. Cassius must break through to bring us supplies and reinforcements.
Our only hope, granted, Brutus. But you count too much on Cassius.
What is it, Captain Lucilius?
I'm afraid you do count too much on Cassius. He's killed himself. He would have been taken prisoner with Antony's next charge.
So, leave me alone with the captain, please.
He left a note. We had no chance. He outnumbered us 3-1.
Thus it ends. Brutus and Cassius will never rule Rome.
You would have given us something better than Caesar or Antony or Octavius. I fought for you because I thought so, sir.
It's a fitting words in my tomb, Captain. Thank you.
General, if you could escape, perhaps you could rally the Parthians to...
Well, with Cassius out of the way, Antony and Octavius will join forces now. This may very well be our last defense, Captain.
I can give you the time to escape.
You?
When Antony's men come to arrest you, I can be Brutus.
You take my place?
Yes, sir.
But they'll kill you.
I've offered my life to you up until now, sir. Another hour or so won't make any difference.
Captain, I can't let you do this for me.
Perhaps it would suit us both better if I said I were doing it for Rome.
May the gods of war treat you kindly, Lucilius.
Victory. Complete victory, Octavius. Did trumpets ever sound with such import? You, Mark Antony, and I, Octavius, sole rulers of the world.
Of Rome.
Rome is the world. I'd better return there at once. You'll deal with Brutus?
My pleasure.
General. General.
What is it?
We found him. He made no fight. Didn't even draw his blade.
Brutus?
The great Brutus, who needed a dozen knives to slay Julius Caesar.
Well, bring him in.
Here's your Brutus. His head will look fine on your lance.
I'm afraid, my friend, you've brought me the wrong head.
But the head of Brutus, sir.
The head of a good actor. Who are you to wear the helmet of Brutus?
Captain Lucilius of the 1st Battalion of Cassius.
An imposter.
You don't value your life very highly, Captain, to exchange it for that of a fool such as Brutus.
We can only serve those whom we believe in the right, sir.
He let Brutus escape. Give him to the men, Antony. They'll know how to deal with such trickery.
Perhaps. But a soldier who knows how to be loyal to his general.
To, Rome, sir.
Would you do as much, Demetrius? You needn't answer. It matters only that you brought me a prize greater than that you sought. Of this I'm sure. It is better to have such men our friends than our enemies.
Maybe, sir, I'd better make a thorough search for Brutus.
A thorough search. Demetrius,
Yes, sir?
there will be extra rations for all tonight.
Yes, sir.
I've heard that Mark Antony was generous.
Should not a man be generous in victory as well as in defeat?
You travel well. For a soldier.
A successful soldier. Sit down, Captain. I'm curious. Why do you think Brutus in the right?
I believed he'd give Rome back to the people.
Brutus? You're not a politician, Captain. A good soldier, yes, but not a politician. Brutus would have weakened Rome by depleting our armies. We'd have been fair prey in no time at all. He promised too much for our nation. You were blinded by empty words, my friend.
And, am I being blinded now?
You don't question a man who saved your life. Just know this. Whatever I do for two things. Rome and pleasure. I put Rome first.
You fight all your wars this way?
Oh, where I go, Cytheris goes. Women can make even wars beautiful, Lucilius. Life might be short, but there's always a time for pleasure.
Only a well-fed man can enjoy pleasure. Eat, Antony.
You're not enjoying yourself.
I have less reason for celebrating.
Ah, Cytheris. He still thinks of Brutus and defeat. Your presence usually makes men forget.
General. We found Brutus, sir.
Now bring him in.
Found him dead. Dead by his own hand.
Thank you, Captain, that's all. Brutus had not the heart for war, nor the honesty, nor the courage to lead men.
I gave him his life. He should have fought for it.
As we would. We're of the same make, you and I. We're first of all soldiers. Brutus was not. Join with me, Lucilius.
The war's over. There are no other conquests to be made.
No? Only the most dangerous, my friend. A woman. A woman remains to be conquered.
A woman?
A wench. A wench who I think gave Brutus ships and supplies while she pretended the most diplomatic friendship with Octavius and myself. Here's a conquest to challenge a man. The Serpent of the Nile. Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt.
Perhaps you do need my services at that.
I've sent an emissary to demand a presence in Tarsus. I'll show you how to handle a serpent, Lucilius.
With the conquest of a queen.
A woman.
Are women ever conquered?
Can I trust my eyes? Look well, Lucilius. Is that a fleet approaching?
Cleopatra will be on time.
But with a fleet? I expect a woman to arrive humbled and asking for mercy. She sails into Tarsus like a conqueror. Oh, she'll pay. She'll pay with all the gold she can squeeze out of Egypt.
A woman with such pride will pay only for what she wants to pay.
You know her?
I was head of Julius Caesar's private guard when she was his, wife. I was unimportant enough for her to want nothing of me.
You're afraid of her?
Oh. Let's say that only an idiot would underestimate her.
Oh, vessels are fast.
And undoubtedly well armed.
For war?
To impress a soldier who understands arms.
How do we deal with this woman? Bring her here and reprimand her before the court? Or play the role of statesman? Give her a magnificent feast. Then demand our gold with honeyed words.
I think, Antony, our Egyptian queen will have a few ideas of her own.
By the gods, if she... What is it?
A messenger from Queen Cleopatra, sir.
Messenger? Fleet hasn't anchored yet.
He was put off up the river, sir, so he could reach you before the ships.
Come in.
Compliments of Her Majesty Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt.
To the good friend of Egypt, Mark Antony, autocrator of Rome. Autocrator? Well, Lucilius, she knows the value of a word.
As you know the value of a sword, there is power in both. Perhaps the lady has visions of a partnership.
Partnership? Did I say play the role of statesman? Why, she's preparing the feast.
Of meat and honeyed words.
The meat we'll digest. Tell your queen I'll be there. Tell her also, it will take more wine than she can find in Egypt to make Mark Antony drunk enough to be fooled with words.
I've heard that if a man has Cleopatra, he doesn't need wine. This isn't a barge, it's a floating palace.
It's a bird cage, a golden bird cage. Gold. Gold.
Egypt's gold. Antony's steel.
Where's the golden wench?
Only such a woman would have captured the heart of Julius Caesar.
We welcome the noble Antony, autocrator of Rome.
You forget who governs Rome. The triumvirate of Octavius, Lepidus, and Antony.
The world knows but one conqueror, and statues and shrines will rise only for Mark Antony. Julius Caesar's captain.
Mark Antony's general and friend, Lucilius.
As Antony's friend, you are mine also. You will sit with us here?
I'm honored.
Did you show Caesar such luxury too?
More so. Caesar was an old man. He wanted a woman of luxury. Antony is young. He wants the luxury of a woman.
You see, Lucilius? More woman than queen.
It isn't so simple to determine where one ends and the other begins.
And did you reach any conclusions concerning me, General, when you served under Julius Caesar?
From seeing you, my queen, I knew that Caesar certainly must be the greatest connoisseur of beauty in the land.
Your friend has a ready wit. much as can be used for the benefit of Rome. It's filled with power. As its new owner, it's yours. You're not the same Lucilius. You were more to my liking in Rome. Your eyes have changed.
A man learns to forget what he can't have.
So you replace me with pride.
You overestimate my influence with Mark Antony. My title of general is honorary. I've led no armies. And I think you're overestimating your chances to influence him.
All of Egypt's treasure must be here.
It can rarely be told from a distance whether a man will appreciate the gleam of gold more than the gleam in a woman's eye. So I brought you both.
Though the gleam of gold is longer lasting, the gleam in a woman's eye is warmer and certainly more tender, Cleopatra.
Mobs are beginning to form in the streets, my queen. They threaten to attack the boats unless they get food.
Call out the troops.
That won't stop their hunger, sir.
Is it only food they want?
Yes. We've had to commandeer every scrap in the city to feed our armies.
Notify my ship captains to supply food to all the people. Egypt is a land of plenty. Even you need Egypt, Antony.
A woman of beauty, intellect, and charity. This is almost too much to believe. How dare we punish such a woman, Lucilius?
My compliments, Your Highness. You use your opportunities nicely. And now, if you'll excuse me, sir.
You two don't like each other?
We play a game, he and I.
A game? And the winner gets what, Lady Egypt?
Does it matter?
I come from Cleopatra. The feasting is finished.
I am aware of that.
Please come quickly. The Queen must talk to you.
Another of her devices? She not only uses her opportunities, she makes them. There were no hungry mobs forming in the streets. I investigated.
What matters? Your Antony likes good drama, and my Queen supplied it. Will you come?
And die with an Egyptian dagger in my back?
Antony came here believing it was my Queen who supplied Brutus with a fleet. It wasn't. It was the gift of Cleopatra's sister, Arsinoe. Cleopatra holds you no enmity. Believe me.
Well, no doubt you have more faith in her honesty than I do. I'll take this.
As a woman, I would have come to you, Lucilius. As a queen, I had to command.
And as a soldier, I had to obey you.
You saw my eyes in Rome. You saw them again tonight. Was there ever hate in them? That you should hate me?
A fresh young child bride of 17 married to an aged Caesar? Would you have me believe you found love there?
Wisdom.
And I forced to live in the same palace where you lived, wanting to touch you.
I know. But do you think it were any less cruel for me to look at Caesar and dream of you?
You were Caesar's. Whose you are now, I don't know.
I'm no man's, Lucilius. I can never be. The only gift I have to give is my heart. What you see before you is a queen, a position, a throne. These are the things that were Caesar's.
And these are the things that will be Mark Antony's? Are your ambitions so important?
For myself, no. For my son, yes. Julius Caesar was his father. The blood of Caesar is in him. He must rule Rome.
He'll become a dictator as Caesar did. He'll torment Rome, drive it under his whip as Caesar did.
Can we judge Caesar? You, jealous because I bore his son. Can we judge honestly? To love now, that's honest.
And Antony and your ambitions?
Tonight, Antony promised an alliance.
The gold of Egypt and the armies of Rome, and you'll govern Rome with Antony.
For all I've said, there's no understanding. Silius, as you love Rome, so do I love Egypt. Egypt must be my first love. The man who rules it at my side will be my second. I have no choice that the lover of my heart must be last.
And will you push Antony aside as easily as you push aside your heart?
No harm will ever befall Antony because of me. I promise you that.
If I can, I'll make sure of it.
If he forces me to choose between him and Mark Antony, then my love will die with him. You will inform my captains that the armies of Mark Antony will sail back to Egypt with us. And that Mark Antony will travel on this boat with me. Antony, I give you the jewel that is Egypt, and its brightest, gayest gem, Alexandria.
The city of pleasure. Its beauty and its sins are known even in Rome.
Search the grounds, find the assassin.
Which one of us did he want?
We'll tend to your wound immediately.
Mercy! Mercy! The arrow wasn't meant for Antony.
You sought the death of Cleopatra?
I sought justice for the people of Egypt. Now there is no freedom. While she lives, the people will suffer.
This wealthy Egypt? This land where there is enough for everyone? What do you want freedom from?
We've given her everything. We've starved. And so we cry out in protest. I want only food for my son. But she wants the throne of Rome for hers.
But this fortune she displays.
Dig beneath this veneer of gold and find emptiness.
So was the Rome of Julius Caesar. Can you escape from the palace?
If I could but reach the kitchen, the slaves would help me.
We in Rome want freedom, too.
I'll pray for your freedom, Roman.
Your soldiers will bring the head of the assassin to you at any moment.
Who is he? What was his reason?
He said nothing before he died.
This will spoil nothing, Antony. I promised you pleasure in Alexandria, and you'll find me a woman who keeps her promises. The angry hand. The angry face. Must it ever be so? You find fault with our celebrations?
These celebrations are to impress Antony, while your people go hungry.
Well, you seem to have a great deal of information concerning Egypt.
I've known for a long time.
Why haven't you told Antony?
He loves you. You told him of Egypt, a strong, rich ally for his armies, an alliance that could rule all the world. Egypt is nothing. It's a shell. I was hoping he'd learn for himself.
And now you'll tell him. I've offered you my love. And now you would destroy it.
What love can there be if we would destroy each other? We want no queen in Rome.
I'm sorry for you, Lucilius. Have no bad dreams, little one. You will be a king greater than the world has yet known. No one will ever stand in your way. No one. Sleep well, my son.
We should have had news by now. I told the two men not to report back here last night, for they might be followed. But surely his body must have been discovered this morning.
Will ever an age unfold the earth that does not demand cruelty?
The age is ours. We cannot quarrel with it.
Yet he said we could not love. For we would destroy each other.
No one stands between you and Antony now.
And so now, give my heart to Antony.
I will investigate. Lucilius still lives. He can't accuse you.
Would I love a fool, Charmian?
What can be done?
Even the air seems sweeter.
He will go to Antony.
Antony will not believe him. Summon Captain Florus.
What happens in this court? Am I so bemused that these intrigues go unnoticed? What's this about two assassins?
There's no way of proving who hired them. Antony, we don't belong here. Come back to Rome.
Leave Alexandria and Cleopatra? No, Octavius is a clerk at heart. Let him have his day as autocrator.
But you've been tricked. This is no country of unlimited wealth. This is no powerful, united people to give you the strongest alliance in the world.
We've seen its wealth.
The wealth of its queen. The high priest don't support her.
I'll make them support her.
Do you love her that much?
Could you not love a woman that much?
Once I thought so.
Perhaps your heart, Lucilius, is a more fickle one.
After what happened last night, I'm happy that my heart beats at all.
The battle for power never ends. I heard too much gossip that Antony is not the leader he was. Serapion, Viceroy of Cyprus, and my sister Arsinoe are the ones who made possible the armies of Brutus. And they still live.
I see. And tongues wag because Antony did not make victory complete and murder a woman.
A woman who would murder you or me. Have no scruples about her sex, Antony. Even in exile, her very existence threatens any alliance we might make. Send an expedition with Lucilius at its head.
I am not an assassin. Nor do I have dealings with them.
Was not my sister a threat to Rome, and is she not now? A statesman must be free to rule, Antony, and you'll never be free so long as she lives.
Lucilius?
I'll fight for you. I won't murder for you.
Wait. Perhaps as much can be accomplished if you bring them back here as prisoners. They can do us no harm in a dungeon.
Will you agree to this?
If it's your order.
Good.
Captain Florus will be your next in command. He will identify them.
Now, Miss Cleopatra, please.
Your Excellency?
Captain Florus. Select what you will, Captain. As payment in advance.
A delicate task, Your Excellency?
Most delicate. Go on.
This delicate?
You had your choice. Now, you are to accompany General Lucilius on an expedition to Ephesus.
But that's where your sister...
Lucilius believes that Arsinoe and Serapion are to be brought back here as prisoners. They are not to reach here alive.
Yes, Your Excellency. But if Lucilius tries to interfere...
He is not to be harmed. Do you understand?
We'll give evidence to Antony.
Antony will believe only what I want him to believe. That is all, Captain.
You hope in vain, Serapion. My sister sits high in triumph. These other countries that you petition for aid cannot hear you. They dare not hear you.
You shall yet rule Egypt.
Your Excellencies. A force of armed men are approaching the temple. They bear standards of Mark Antony and Cleopatra.
They know then it was your fleet that fought for Brutus.
Quickly, Serapion. We have still time to reach safety.
There it is, Lucilius, the temple.
Its defenses?
None. Arsinoe is poor now. Takes gold to pay an army. And when our fleet... They escaped.
Accompany me to Alexandria.
Prisoners of Cleopatra? Is she not satisfied that we die now?
You make us journey to find our death.
Get the girl! Don't kill him. He must return to Alexandria alive. The deaths of Arsinoe and Serapion could have been avoided, but Lucilius deliberately aided them in their attempted escape. We had no choice. We could do nothing. There was no way to bring Arsinoe and Serapion back alive.
Lucilius, you've heard all I can say.
You were against the expedition from the beginning.
Yes, I've been against these many things that lead to your destruction. Antony, don't make Alexandria your tomb while Rome cries out its need for you. If you had but loved yourself more and Cleopatra less, if these be the words of a traitor, then...
Lucilius was not the traitor, Antony. Our enemy was Arsinoe.
Is there no end to the ironies you can conceive?
Let him live, but only as a prisoner to be tormented by his conscience. If he had allowed my sister and Serapion to escape, it would have meant your life and mine.
Confine him to his room under guard. Make sure he has the best of care and the services of my personal physician.
Antony's physician has done well by you.
And what of Antony? Does he yet change his blood into wine?
Pleasure possesses him. I don't. Oh, he senses that I'm near him and that he needs me, but... Is this the soldier whose sword was bravest of all?
The standard bearer who handed the banner of Rome to a woman to carry.
Would Lucilius carry that banner? The gold of Egypt has bought new legions for Antony. Legions that but need the strong right arm of a leader.
Your dream is fading. You staked everything on Antony, is that it?
To have your freedom, the honor of leading Antony's armies.
To conquer Rome so that you may rule it?
Oh, Lucilius, I've loved you. You know that.
You speak to me of love when you tried to take my life.
Do you think I wanted you to die? You're a prisoner now because I wanted you to live.
A serpent can be trusted more because we know how to defend ourselves against its venom. There is no defense against you.
Is this then your answer?
My answer is another one of your ironies. You who would rule Rome can best serve Rome with your death.
Yet, once you loved me.
I don't know whether you were born to suffer or to cause suffering. This I give you, Cleopatra. There is nothing else.
I will not come to you again. Try for pleasure with so much effort, Antony, that you make a task of it.
Title of prisoner is a hateful one to bestow upon a friend.
Does it hurt so much that you administered justice?
He has no wine. He has no wine.
Antony!
With great pride, friend Lucilius, I state I managed to maneuver the whole length of the palace hall without the slightest assistance.
That's a worthy accomplishment.
Only for you would I have attempted it. Could not bear to see my friend without wine.
I want none of your charity.
Charity? Oh, the whole city joins in my pleasure tonight. I know. I ordered it. The whole city, with the exception of your 2 guards. Our queen is very strict about your imprisonment, my friend.
You call me friend easily?
Oh, if you were Antony, you would prefer wine to freedom. Here is a more lasting comfort than the arms of a woman. You ever know a bottle of wine with ambition? Never. Contemplate it, my good Lucilius. It may have many answers for you. Oh, I must leave you. My bed awaits. My bed awaits. Rest you well.
My friends, I find Antony's wine not a fit companion tonight. But perhaps it will make your tasks less arduous.
Oh, thanks, sir, but we have orders not to drink.
Orders? The whole city bathes in the grape and we can't get our toes wet. It'll find fit companions here.
He took the wine to Lucilius.
And left this horde of fools to me. For months now, he's brooded over Lucilius. This matter of the wine has more to it than compassion. The guards are still outside Lucilius' door.
Yes.
And the men are at their posts at the palace grounds. This order of Antony's, that the whole town should join in the revelry. Double rations of wine for the soldiers. Why? Why?
The armies have grown impatient with waiting. Perhaps it is good to ease the strain.
Let battles ease the strain. Let Rome drown in the sweat of fighting soldiers. Florus, you will see that General Lucilius holds to his room. Have I chosen so wrong a road? Was it better to have loved Lucilius alone and forgotten Egypt?
Oh, Cleopatra, we are not lost.
Get out! All of you, get out! Do you hear me? Get out! All of you, get out! Get out and leave me alone! Get out! Is not my command clear? Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Out of this hall, all of you! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Oh.
I've been waiting for you. You can leave while the city is still celebrating.
You know I'll go back to Rome.
Of course. To Octavius.
These armies that Cleopatra is building here are for one reason only. To get Octavius off the throne and make her son king. She'll do to Rome what she's done to you.
There are moments, Lucilius, when I know what I should do, and despair grips my heart and holds it tight. But when I'm with her, I forget those moments. I'm happy.
What pitiful gifts the years of triumph have brought you.
You make a good general for the legions of Octavius.
Fight against you, my friend?
Of course, that's it. Then those moments will give me no despair. Now, my cloak. Royal cloak of the autocrator. Path to freedom and respect. And my helmet.
Antony, come back to Rome with me.
I've but two friends in the world. You and my sword. I'll say goodbye to neither. Good fortune ride with you.
And I tell you this, the triumvirate no longer exists. Rome is no longer ruled by Mark Antony, Octavius Caesar, and Lepidus. On your decision today, Rome can either rise or fall. The principles of Mark Antony have been seduced by a woman, an Egyptian, who would bring her Oriental court to Rome so that she can rule Rome. Here stands the living proof of the ambitions of Cleopatra. Lucilius, commander of Antony's armies, who escaped from Egypt to bring the information to me. Cleopatra's armies are being moved within striking distance of Rome. Are we to watch idly while destruction closes in, or do we declare war now? War! War! The armies of Antony and Cleopatra must be destroyed first. Then will come Alexandria. The power of Egypt must be crushed. Thus, 31 years before the birth of Christ, one of the greatest battles of ancient history began. Many men went to their deaths in the cruel and vicious fight, which continued until the legions of Octavius were engaging the armies of Antony and Cleopatra in the very streets of Alexandria.
hell's gates, listen to me. You can still fight back. You're still the great Antony. Drive the Romans from Alexandria. Push them back into the sea. The men need a leader. Let them see you at their head.
They will put gold chains around our wrists and on our feet. They will lead us through the streets of Rome.
No, Antony, no. Not where once I lived as Caesar's wife.
The music of war, Egypt. It makes a strange sound. Death, perhaps. Once it was life. A trumpet. Calling for me. Calling for Octavius. Or calling for you. A trumpet calls us to what?
Words will not hold back the tide, Antony. Take up your sword to fight.
Rome doesn't want us.
Oh, Antony, I love you. If not for Rome, fight for me.
You love me? How can we be sure that what we do is right? You who have always been at my side, help me now. There could be agreement between Cleopatra and Octavius. There's but one barrier. So, you must strike carefully. Carefully and surely. Bring an end to this.
Has he joined the men?
He's locked himself in his room.
Does Egypt die here, or only Cleopatra? Octavius is already here. And Lucilius?
He is alive. I saw him but a few moments ago leading his men.
We've been close for many years. Often I've made your decisions mine. The decision you make now will be for yourself alone. Whichever you choose, there's no glory, no victory. And perhaps just the slightest satisfaction. That basket. Open it. Carefully.
Nothing but figs.
There is something more. My physician assures me it is fast and painless. You can join me, or you can become a slave in Rome. I have no such choice.
What of your son?
He's already on his way out of Egypt. They'll find him. Children die easily, Charmian.
Will Octavius show no mercy?
No more, probably, than I would have shown him.
There must be some hope.
Go to the window and watch Octavius as he enters the courtyard in triumph. You'll be able to tell me if there's hope or not.
It goes well, Lucilius. You've seen Antony?
Not since Actium, then only a glimpse.
There was a time when he would have been at the head of his men.
When it's over, sir, I'd like permission to see him first.
You have it.
Thank you.
I've been waiting for you. I don't want to see her, Lucilius. I want to see her.
Octavius is starting his chariot through the gate now.
You've seen, and you say nothing of hope now.
Egypt is no longer your ward, Cleopatra. Its responsibilities belong to someone else. Perhaps now there is time for the love you denied yourself. Lucilius cannot have forgotten.
Oh, Charmian. If only there's forgiveness in his eye.
It was his wish to come here.
Antony.
Perhaps the gold chains of Octavius won't bind you now. The gleam in a woman's eye is warmer. I love you, Egypt. I love you.
Poor Antony.
You said once that no harm would come to Antony because of you.
Civilisation.